everyone, it's Tammy, and today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a spinner card like this. And sometimes it works better than others. There he went. There he goes. Where he's spinning around and jumping into that pile of leaves, which is just too cute. So let me show you how to do this. You will need your stamp set, and I happen to have one that has die cuts with it. So that is great. The one that I used up here did not, so I just fussy cut that little hedgehog. I also need, and you don't have to have, but I have a sliding star framelit dies, and I'm sorry, I moved this, didn't I? Sorry about that. And this is the piece that I use to make the slider part. It's so much nicer when you have a die, but if you don't, you can do it with an X-Acto knife, and I've done that plenty of times, but this is just so much nicer. So if you have the means and you want to make several of these, I would absolutely suggest doing that. So I'm actually going to need that die for this card again, because when you're doing the slider card, you really want it to be on heavy cardstock. So I'm using the Whisper White from Stampin' Up! And I want it to look like snow because I'm going to be using this stamp set, and I want to use this little guy and this little guy, so it looks like they're like maybe a mom and a son, and they are, or dad and a son, or mom and a daughter, whatever you want it to be. And what, it doesn't matter, whatever. I don't know why I keep talking about it. But I want it to look like there's snow. And I found this piece of paper in my card stash, and I really like it. I like this side. I like both sides, but for this card I want this side. And I'd like for this slider to be in this side, and then the snow to kind of come over it. But I didn't want to do just the slider part in this little cardstock, thin cardstock. So what I'm going to do is put it over here and then figure out where I need to cut this, and I'm going to cut this again, die cut this again, and hopefully that will give me what I'm looking for, because I want it to have enough room. I guess I could do it this way. I want it to have it enough, I'll just cut it wherever it is. I just wanted to have enough room for there to be snow at the bottom. So I hope I'm planning this right in my head. You guys know me. Chances are good I'm not. But we'll try. We'll do the best that we can. So I want this to match up with that. So I'm going to put this face down on here, and then I'm going to put this right on top. And I'm hoping that you guys can see what I'm doing here. I don't know if you can or not. So I think you can see this now. I put my white cardstock where I want, or I put my colored pattern cardstock on top. Then I layered it with my white cardstock that I want to follow this on. And then I'm going to put this right where that is, and I'm going to cut it out. You could do them both at the same time, which would be very nice. I just didn't know that I needed that when I first started. I was thinking of something else. More than half of the time to make these cards is the planning of them and getting ready. So sometimes that's a bit of a challenge. I just found a gemstone on the floor and it's stuck. I couldn't get it up. So then you are left with this, which is just trash. And then I'm going to put this away, because if I don't, I will possibly lose it. So I know winter isn't here quite yet, but it's on its way. And because of that, I want to go ahead and be ready and make this cute little winter card. And my plan is to send it to my son. So this, I'm thinking, will go about here. And then these will go underneath as though they are hills of snow. And I don't want that to get too far into there. Maybe I'll even switch it this way. And maybe I'll switch this way. There we go. So it looks like he's coming in on the snow, and this is going to be him. Zoop, zoop, zoop. And well, you know what? Actually, I kind of want him to come this way because this guy is facing that way. Well, let's see what happens if I do it this way. Let's make him falling into the snow. Oops. So let's take this to the top of the card. Like that. So you have to plan a lot for these cards. And then maybe I can still do it the way I was doing it. Not that it matters, just that I like the way this feels on this side better. And I like the idea of rolling hills of snow. So that's what that is. Alright, and then he can go down here and I can put Mama or Papa Peggy. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, are you kidding me? Come here, you. I can put him right here. And I guess I need to die cut him out too. So let me stamp him and die cut him out, or her out. I'm going to call it a her. And then I also have this love you, or love ya, that I cut out that I thought would be really cute. I might just put that like right here. So I'm just kind of getting it ready as to how I think I want it. And now I'm going to stamp this in archival ink so that it won't bleed when I color it. And I need a piece of white. Oh, that's not. Oh, that's a card. Goodness gracious. I could do them in the cream color. I'm just trying to find a square of here we go. Okay. Certainly I have a little spot of white. Ink him up. Stamp him down. Oh, that was a horrible stamp. Ink him up. Stamp him down. Goodness gracious, I'm not stamping him very well. We'll try again. What is wrong with him? That one's not bad, but it's not perfect. That's better. I'm sure it had to be the user. It looks like maybe I started out with too much ink. I just did re-ink this not too long ago. So maybe, maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm sure it was user error, but now I will put him back on. And I think it's this one. Yes, indeed. So I'm just going to place this right on top. Just like that. place this plate on top. I really shouldn't buy the die cuts for all of these things. I just love them. When there's a set, I go nuts because I'm me. But it's silly to do that really, because honestly, half of these are super easy to cut out. And it doesn't take any more time, really, getting out the Big Shot, lining it up, cutting, you know, than it would just cutting it out. I might not have gotten such a great border around it, but you can still cut it out. It's not that big of a deal, but if there's a set, I want to get it because I'm crazy like that. So there's that. I mean, look how easy that would be to cut out. I mean, and just, these are like mostly circles. I'm silly. But the flowers and stuff, those are a little more difficult, but still not too difficult. And I don't even always want them cut out, so whatever. But so now I want to color these guys. So I'm just going to bring over my Tombow inks. And I didn't say who these were from, and that's probably because I don't know. These are Happy Hedgehogs. I don't know. If you search for Happy Hedgehogs, you'll probably be able to find that. Might be Lawn Fawn, maybe. All right, and so I know that I have green over here and red, so I'm gonna do their scarves in green and red. Why I would start there, I have no idea. I used to be so intimidated to color some things like this, and now I really love it. So that just proves that practice helps. I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert by any stretch. And I certainly still practice a lot because I color a lot, and I use lots of different kinds of markers. I use these a lot, I use Crayolas a lot, I use my alcohol markers, and I like them all for different reasons. One of the reasons that I love these that I'm using is because I think that they are, should I give them the same scarf or should I give them different? Oh, I'll give them the same. I love that the colors are true to what they look like they're going to be, and they are very vibrant and pretty. And I love that there is this nice brush tip that I'm using now, but then there's a pen tip on the other side, which is also nice. And frankly, I love that it comes in a kit where I can get all of the colors, because that's, again, how I like to do things. I'm going to get a darker brown for his little quills. And I'll do the same brown on this. I'm going to call this a little gal, because I have all intentions of sending this to my son, so I'm going to make this a little girl. Mama Hedgehog. one of Kitty's friends that she's had since she was in 4th grade. She calls me Mama Tams. It's cute. Her name is Aubrey. She's a beautiful girl. And her mom and I, we had a lot of fun too. They were in dance together for years, and volleyball. They just did a lot of things together. And I'm going to take a light brown and color the rest of the hedgie. It almost looks as if this hedgehog thinks he may have done something wrong. She's kind of cute. Then I'm going to take a light pink. Oh, that's too light. I want to give them some pink in their cheeks. I'm just highlighting a little bit. There we go. I think that's cute. So when you have your coloring done, now you need to make the mechanism for the slider, and for that you need 2 pennies and a small thin pop-up or dimensional. This is a dimensional from Stampin' Up. I love these for this type of card because I like that they are thin, and you just literally take the dimensional and put it between, sandwich it between 2 pennies, and you want the pennies to be pretty even, so I just put them in my hands like that and rotate them and get them together just like that. And then on one side of the penny you need to put some really strong adhesive. I'm using some tear and tape. I'm just going to put it right there. And I will peel that off. And then I'll take the hedgehog or whatever it is that you're doing, and I'm going to put that right there on the penny. So now he is attached to the penny. And you want to make sure you have an image that's as big as the penny, or you can use buttons or whatever. I've seen other people do other things, but I want it to be big enough so that the image covers it. You don't want to see the penny in the thing. So before I put that in here, I want to go ahead and get the card a little bit ready. Move these. I have them about where I want them. I'm going to go ahead and put these together. So I'm going to take just regular adhesive, and I'm going to go around where the hole is, or the line, I don't know what to call that, the slot. And then I'm going to go around it here too, just because I don't want them to separate when He's sliding. So I'm getting pretty close to it, but I'm not getting in it. And then I'm just going to take these and put them together. Just like that. Now I know that I won't need all of this, but it's okay that I'm starting out with all of it. I'm also going to go ahead and fold my base in half so that it becomes just the regular A2 sized card. And I'm going to put this right on top where I'll have it. Now see, this is hanging off a little bit. No problem. I can cut that. And if I want, I mean, this doesn't have to be centered because I'm going to have snow down here. So if I need this to be up a little higher, I'm going to figure that all out now, and then I can trim whatever I need off. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just so you know my process. And I think I will, because I think I want this up a little higher. And then he's going to go in here. And it's okay if he sticks off the card, because he won't always stick off the card. So if I'm gifting this to someone and I want to put it in an envelope or whatever, if he's too high for the card here, that's okay. Just don't send him in the mail with the card there. Put him down here, you know, whatever. Okay, so now let's do the snow. And I may very well want to move it down. I just don't know yet. I know that I want the snow to definitely be a focal point, and I want this to go right up against the snow like that. And I think that that's going to be my highest piece. And then I can do this. So this is going to be my highest piece over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Actually, I'm not going to even, no, I am. I need that. I forgot. I need that to make sure that I'm not making it bigger than the card. So this piece is going to go straight down, and I'm going to put it so that it's right up against the slot. So you see that it's right up against the slot. I don't know what I can show that with. Oh, it's all, well, that's Whisper White. There you go. And this is, so it's right up against the slot, but it's not covering the slot. And if I had this right here, I'm trying to see if I could still make it so that the card ends like right here. Like I'll have to cut that off, but that's okay. I'm just checking. And then I could put this on top of that, like that. And then I could put this on top of that, like that. So yes, I can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to trim it down so that it is 4 inches. Like that. So now I know that this will fit right like so on this card. And I want to keep everything even with the bottom now. So now I can take that part away and put it over there for now, because I don't really want to stick it on there accidentally. I need work to do first. And then I'm going to put this one down like that. And I'm going to line up the bottom part of this one, the sides and the bottom. And there is a method to my madness. And I'll show you why. I'm just trying to teach you guys how to do all of this and what I'm thinking about and why I'm doing it that way. Oh, I got some stuff on it. And then this is going to go over here. Now, my little baby hedgehog is going to go here. This is like the lowest point he'll be at. And I want this mama to be somewhere over here too. And I don't want her to stick up into that, because unless I had her way high, she's going to run into him. So I'm trying to figure out where I can put her, where she's still kind of like in the snow, but really kind of cute and sticking out. So it looks like she'll go underneath this top layer. So that means that this one I can actually glue down. Whoops. So I'm going to go ahead and take my adhesive and just put just a thin line right there. That way that stays down. That bottom one I hardly even needed since I'm doing it this way, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put this one here. And again, I'm just going to do the bottom. But before I do that, I decided that I want to use some of these mica flakes on my card front just to make it look more like snow. I thought that would be really cool. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and some glue, and I'm just going to glue this, and then I use the very technical finger method to spread my glue all out. You know, it's very, very difficult. And then I'm going to take these mica flakes, which I don't even know if I've opened yet. And be careful because they'll go everywhere. And they're glittery and pretty and just really cool. And I think they look like snow. Or they can look like whatever you want it to look like, but I'm going to make them look like snow. Where it just kind of glistens. You could also put some glitter or something like that. Oh, I think that's fun. So now I'm going to do a little bit here, and I really want it here where this mess is. So I'm just going to make sure I take it all the way over here. And even put some on that. And smush it out just a little bit. This is quick drying, so I'm trying to work a little fast. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to reuse that. I'm just going to pour more on. And then I will put all of that leftovers back in here. And just like glitter, I'm going to get off what I don't need. And that's really cool. Okay, so now let's put this back into that little container if we can. You know what? I think I have an idea. Because putting it back in that thing is going to be crazy. I love to melt wax just because it smells so good, and I keep all of my wax containers, and well, I usually do, and I have this one left over from a wax that I'm burning right now, and I think that this might fit perfectly in there. Looky there. So then I don't have to put it back in here. But look, it doesn't even look like any was taken out. It's crazy. I would still say this is a full thing of mica flakes. I mean, it just, glitter and embossing powder and things like this, it just takes so very little to make such a big impact. So now I'm going to take it and do the sides and the bottom, and I'm going to put that right on top. You can hardly even tell that there's rippling hills, but that's okay. We know it's there. And I'm going to take Mama Hedgie, and you know what, before I do Mama Hedgie, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to give her some eyebrow or some eyelashes. Might look a little crazy, but I wanted it to be a girl. That's funny. So I could put her on a dimensional and put her in here. Let's see. I think that's what I'll do. I'll put glue on the bottom of her. And then I'm going to take one of the small dimensionals and put that on the top. Because with all of the mica flake and stuff, this part's going to be raised. So then let me put her in here and put her right there. And then I'll stick her in. Looks like she's sitting deep in the snow. Oh, I still want this love you somewhere. Or love ya. I almost wish it said love you, but that's okay. There's not much difference. I wouldn't be so picky. Love ya sounds a little more casual and maybe like you don't mean it as much, but I'm being silly because if somebody says love ya, that's good enough. Aren't you glad you don't have to clean this floor? Alright, now I hope that he doesn't get caught on her. You know what? I'm going to raise her up a second time. Or, yeah, I'll just put another dimensional under there. That's one thing that's kind of cool too with these dimensionals. You can stack them. So now she's really tall, and that's what I even said about the card earlier. That's funny. Sometimes it takes a little minute to get these things going, so don't give up on it. Just take it, and sometimes I like go around the edges of the little dimensional that's on the inside there. Sometimes you have to just get it started, telling it what you need it to do. Okay, let's see if that worked. There, he started. Don't get caught on mama. Okay, he's getting caught on her a little bit. So let me see what I can do about that. You don't want to do all these things to the card and then have it not work. I'm just tearing those dimensionals off. I think I'll just glue it. I think that was a better idea. Because I really don't want her raised up to high heaven. There we go. Now it's doing its thing. All right, and this side is lifting up for some reason. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. Now to finish up the card. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. If I say so myself. You know what? The mama is going to have a sparkly. Where's my wink of Stella? She's going to have a sparkly scarf. That's funny, it kind of ran over into her mouth a little bit. Kind of looks like she has lipstick on. That's right, especially if it's me. I love my lipstick. Okay, so now to finish up this card, I have my card base, and I need this to be raised. If I glued this on here, this slider wouldn't be able to move because it's raised. See, look what I'm talking about. If you put this on here, the penny would be resting against the card base and it wouldn't move. So you need to have this raised up a little bit. And if I put it on a dimensional, it would be just about the same size. So I'd either have to stack my dimensionals or use really thick pop dots. So that's what I like to do. And honestly, I don't even care if it's the dot part because you don't need it to be a dot. You just need some foam to raise this thing up. So I use all parts of these things. And because this is a rather large area of it, oh, that little thing. Is that sticky? I can't even tell. Oh, well, I'll leave them there. What am I trying to say? Oh, this area is pretty big. So I just want to make sure that I have it supported well. And you want to make sure that you don't put any of these where the penny will slide and hit it. So if you need to take this and move it around, like if I need to take it and move it to the middle to make sure that I'm not going to put this where the penny will touch it, then that's fine. You do what you got to do. I'm just making sure that there's enough on here so that the card is supported. I mean, you spent so much time and energy making this card, you really don't want it to fail because you didn't put enough adhesive or foam on to make it work. I'm hoping that that doesn't hit it. Ooh, just barely. So let me move that a little. Okay, there. And then I need another piece right here because you want this to be, and I'm just going to use a dot. Ugh. You want it to be supported well. So once you have them all on there, you can remove the stick. Why in the world they're sticking to me is a question I can't answer. That one's already off. That's why I skipped that one. Okay, so now when you have all of those off, clean off my fallen mica. I don't like to touch the glitter and everything after I've done it. I don't know, I'm kind of weird. So I don't mind using like a bone folder or something. And if you don't have mica and you want to just use Wink of Stella or glitter glue or whatever, I mean, you could, those are alternatives that you can use. But I think mica is fun. I used it for something else earlier. I think it may have been snow then too. I don't know. I don't remember. I've used it before, but I didn't use, I have another one that was like in a little baggie or something. But then I found this at the scrapbook store, and this was $4.50. And I mean, like I said, you get a ton. So this is all mica as well. I mean, that's a lot. I could even send that to somebody in one of my care packages and tell them that that's what it is, because that's plenty to do a few projects. But here we go. There is our card. So thanks so much for sticking with me and getting this finished. It is adorable. I love it. And I know that my son will love it. And yeah, and then you open it up like this. So very pretty, very cool. Yay. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.